Hey everyone, I'm just checking to see, it looks like we have a few of us have checked in. I think Jackie, you're here. Hi Jackie. We're just gonna wait for just a few more minutes for more people to sign up or log in, and then we'll just go ahead and get started. So for everybody that's here, if you look to the right side of the screen, first of all, thank you for being here. And then if you look to the right side of the screen, you can see there's like a chat window. And so if you have any questions throughout, you can just write your message there. Like I'll go ahead and write them like, hi everyone. And then you can go ahead and you can see the message there. So just so you're aware, if you have any comments throughout it, throughout this webinar, then you can go ahead and write there. I think we're going to go ahead and get started if that's okay. So how it's going to work is, so everybody's here and you all can hear me, and then if I click on you, then I can hear you, but because there are a lot of people here and it might be a little bit confusing, what we're going to go ahead and do is if you do have a question or a comment, if you just want to write it in that chat section on the right, and then we're going to go through. There's like a 20-minute presentation, and I'm gonna be really truthful and honest. So I know you're super busy people, so we'll go ahead and do that. And then at the end, if you feel like all your questions are answered, that's great, and you can just sign off. But if you have questions, then I'll go ahead. I'll stay on for like 10 more minutes or so, or even longer if you need, and we can make sure we answer all of your questions. But welcome to our webinar from First Snap to First Payday. This was made specifically for coordinators to know the things that they need to, so that you can earn the most money with Snap Booster. So I know I introduced myself a little bit earlier, but I just want to do so again. So my name is Catherine. My job at Snap Booster, my title is Head of Snapper Success, which essentially means that my job is to make your job as easy as possible. So, and to help you to earn as much money as possible. Today, that's exactly what we're going to do, is make sure that we can teach you exactly what you need to do so that your group can not only just earn money, but earn thousands and thousands of dollars with our program here at Snap Booster. So here are just a few things we're going to cover today. So a lot of people have questions about how Snap Booster works in general. So we want to make sure that we answer all your questions for that. But we also want to show you exactly what your role is, and then answer some questions along the way, like how do receipts get processed, how can you be sure that your information's 100% safe, how do you make money, how does Snap Booster make money. We want to make sure all your questions are answered. Another thing we're actually going to do is, so you guys are awesome and you've kind of started this registration process, and you've probably gotten an email or two from either myself or Rachel. And so we just want to help you to finish the registration process. So we'll talk a tiny bit about the paperwork and how we can get all your hard-earned funds to your bank account. The next thing we'll talk about is what you can expect from us at Snap Booster. So we want to make sure that your experience is as seamless and simple as possible. So we've created a lot of tools to help you. So whether reports, tools, guides, videos, website integrations, flyers, the works. So we'll show you where to access those and how you can use those. We've done a lot of research on teams that not only earn money, but earn significant amounts of money. And so we want to make sure that you are able to replicate or tweak or use those tactics so that you can become top earning teams as well. So we'll reveal to you what we learned in our analysis and in our research. And then finally, we want to talk to you about other ways that you can earn money with Snap Booster. And you can see here, it's we want you on our team, can you blame us? So we'll go ahead and we'll let you know what those opportunities are. So once the 20 minutes are up, like I said previously, we'll have 10 minutes for question and answers, and we'll just have you go ahead and type those in the chat section, and then I will go ahead and answer those. So stay online if you want, or if you feel like you have your questions answered, just feel free to skip out, or if you don't have time to stay, just go ahead and send us an email at snapinfo@snapboost.com. This is totally for you, so whatever works best for you. But we have about 16 and a half minutes left, so I'm going to make sure that we just go ahead and jump into this. So I'm true to my word, so I only keep you for 20 minutes. But what is Snap Booster? So Snap Booster is a company that plays the liaison role, or kind of the middleman role, between teams or groups or organizations like you who need money, and then retailers who have money to give to the community. So what we've done is created a process to get the money that these retailers already want to give into your hands. It's actually really interesting. Most retailers, whether they're food companies or clothing companies, they have money set aside in their marketing budget to give back to the community. And it's a part of their marketing budget because they kind of want to look good for the community, they want to give back. And so Snap Boosters just created this program where there's already money that they want to give. So we're just helping them to give it to people like you who are working hard or just worthy and have great causes to have that money. So sometimes there's some questions on how to use Snap. If you go to our website, on the front page, there's pictures that will show you how, but all you do is you simply just take a picture of your receipt and you're going to text it to 343434. So sometimes certain carriers, they're kind of like tricky or finicky about these short code numbers, phone numbers that don't look like normal phone numbers. And so if that's the case, there's a few things you can do. You can either call your carrier and ask them to enable you to allow you to text to a short code, which is something you can do, or just go ahead and email us at snapinfo@snapbooster.com, and we have a long code or a more normal looking phone number that you can snap to as well. So we just want to make sure everything's as easy for you. Sometimes it's just finicky, but what you're going to go ahead and do is you'll take a picture of your receipt, and then you're going to send it to this number, 343434. But before you send it, make sure you add the word SNAP, S-N-A-P, to the message. And that way it can be ensured that it gets to us and that we're able to associate it with your name. And then when we receive your SNAP, what will happen is you'll receive a confirmation that says, thanks for snapping, we received your photo, and that's it. Snapping is over. So another question that people have is, how does Snap Booster work? So you've just sent your receipt, and what happens is we have this group of their great people, data processing people, and they're this team. And so what they'll do is they'll receive a picture of your receipt, and they will input the key information from it. So the name of the retailer, the date, the amount that was purchased, and then so they're sure to associate it with your phone number and your credit card. They'll just take the last four numbers of your credit card that's listed on the receipt, and that's it. And so you can be assured that your information is 100% safe, and we never sell or advertise or share your personal identifying information. They simply take the information to track how much you earned and to make sure that that receipt is associated with your name. Another question I want to cover, a lot of people ask, but where does the money come from? How do you get money to compensate us? So what happens is retailers, they're super interested in having more consistent traffic to their stores. And it's been proven that snappers like you more consistently go to participating retailers. So retailers are interested in receiving your business because it is proven to be more consistent. And so they offer to pay back a certain percentage of your tab. So for example, let's say we go to a participating retailer and they've agreed to pay 10% of your tab. Okay, I see a question from Kim. Some receipts don't list method payment. Is that an issue? Are receipts still eligible? Happy to pay 10% of your tab, then what will happen? Let's just say you spend $15 there, and so the retailer would pay Snap Booster $1.50. So then the big question of the day is, so what happens to that $1.50? So what happens is that at least half, typically more, but at least half will always go and be compensated to your group in your name. So because of your purchase in this particular circumstance, at least 75% would be distributed to your group, and then the additional 75% would go to Snap Booster to cover operating costs and things like that. So let's go back. We're doing good on time. We have about 12 minutes. Another thing, it says, so how do you finish getting started? So you all are awesome. I know Kim, she just asked a question. I know she's been a coordinator for a while. Some of you newbies haven't. So let's go ahead and just answer this question really quickly for you. But one of them, so like I said earlier, you probably got an email from either Rachel and I. Now there's 3 pieces of paperwork that we need from you in order to complete your registration. One is a W-9 form that proves that you're a nonprofit. Another one is an authorization for direct deposits. And then the final one is a picture of your voided check. And you might be, why in the world do we have to turn in so much paperwork? First of all, I'm sorry, but the reason why it's a little bit of a hassle up front, but at the end of the day, it makes everything so much easier, because what we can do then is that gives us the ability to transfer your hard-earned funds directly into your account. So you don't have to deal with checks, you don't have to deal with depositing anything. Literally, the money that you earn will go straight into your accounts. And honestly, it's the quickest way we can get to your money, and it's also the fastest way we can get to your money. So if you still need to do that, we've sent you blank documents, but if you want some more, we are more than happy to send them to you. So all you're going to do is just simply scan these documents and send them to snapinfo@snapbooster.com, or you can mail them. And if you see, here's the address here, 5630 Ward Road in Arvada, Colorado, 80002. And that's just where our headquarters is. So either way, just send them to us. We'll send you a few reminders, but we just want to make sure we get you your hard-earned funds. So that's why we need those things. Now, what can you expect from us at Snap Booster? Like I said, we want to make this as painless. We claim to be the easiest fundraiser ever, and we will do anything we can to stay true to that. So we have created a lot of tools for you guys to help you. So one of the tools is reports. So I know the coordinators that have already been here for a while and we're aware of this, but for the newcomers, each coordinator each month will be sent 2 reports. So the first report is just a list of everybody that's registered. It's kind of like your roster, so you can see everybody who's registered. But the second report, and it looks something like this, is called a program activity report. And this report, it shows how much your program has earned and how much each person has contributed to the organization. So these reports, usually because we want to finalize everything with our data processing team, these reports are sent on the 7th of each month. But I have some great news, insider scoop, but not really, we announced it, but starting next month, beginning to mid next month, we will launch basically a site where you can just sign in with you'll sign in with your own mobile phone number, and you can create a password. And so you can just go check your statistics whenever you want. So you don't have to wait for your coordinator anymore. You don't have to send an email to us anymore. You can just simply go sign in and see for yourself. So that will be awesome. We're super excited for that. We think it will help a lot of people. So stay tuned with us or just stick with us for these old-fashioned methods for a little bit, for like the next 2 to 4 weeks, and then we'll get everything taken care of so you can just sign in for yourself. Now, another thing, people have questions about payments. So payments are made on or about the 15th of each month. So our payment processing team, they start payments usually around the 13th or 14th. And then typically they'll make the actual payments on the 15th. So what happens then, it usually takes about 2 days to electronically transfer the funds. So sometimes a little bit longer if there's like a weekend in between, if that happens to fall within that time range. But so just start looking for your payments anywhere from about probably like the 16th or 17th till about the 19th. And as always, if there's any issues with that, feel free to call or just email us at SnapInfo and we'll get that all resolved. Finally, some other resources that you can be aware of, and this is so cool. So we'll have like new monthly flyers, handouts. There's a way that you can integrate your sign-up code to your website so people can sign up straight from your website to Snap for you. There's a getting started guide, a coordinator guide that's made especially for y'all, an FAQ guide. And to access all of these, all you have to do is become a member of our private Facebook community. So to do that, it's super simple. You're just going to log into your Facebook account and just type in Snap Booster Coordinator Community, and you'll see it will come right up. And then you're just going to request to join. We'll add you right away within 24 hours. And then you'll see there's a files section in the group, and that's where we've just downloaded everything. So anything from the guides to the images to the posters to everything. So also in there, this is really cool. If you have to present this idea to like your team or your boosters club, there's a PowerPoint that you can use. So it's already set up, so you don't have to worry with like sample reports and things like that. So make sure you become a part of the Facebook group so that you're able to access all these things, because we want to make it as easy for you as possible. If you don't have a Facebook, go ahead and email us and we'll figure out an alternative solution. But if you only get a Facebook for the Snap Booster Coordinator Community, I would say it'd be worth it. So, so follow your heart on that one, but let us know. We want to make it as easy for you as possible. So I said earlier we have about 6 more minutes left. It said we talked about how you can become a top earning team. So usually most teams that sign up with Snap Booster, they always make money, but there are some teams in the top tier that just make a huge chunk of money. It is amazing to see what they're able to do. So we wanted to go ahead and share those secrets with you so that you could either implement those on your team or tweak them or whatever you want to do to make sure that you guys earn the most amount of money that you need. So the first thing that they do is that it seems kind of common sense, but it actually is really helpful, is increase the number of people snapping for your group. So there is no limit to how many people can snap for you. So if you have 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, 100 people, 500, 1,000, it doesn't matter. There is no cap to how many people can snap for your group. And so typically the way that they're able to get these new people to sign up is, number one, they put a Snap Booster banner on either their team's website or their organization's website, which there's a tutorial for how to do that in the Facebook group. They also share the link to their Snap Booster registration on their own social media sites, so whether they're Facebook or their Twitter or things like that. They also send emails and make phone calls to people asking them to snap, and typically people are so willing to do this because they don't have to pay any money and they don't really have to do anything new. They don't have to go shop to new people. They just need to send a picture of their receipt. So they're really wanting to do that. So the top earning groups, they have anywhere from parents to grandparents to siblings to neighbors to friends to coworkers, all snapping for their program. So so you can just simply have them go to snapbooster.com/start, or we can help you to get there and register with your code. Just as a side note, for now, only people that live within Colorado can snap. We're a Colorado-based business, and we're trying to help businesses within Colorado. Soon we'll be expanding nationally, so your in-laws that live on the East Coast can start snapping for you. But for now, I'm so sorry if this is a hassle or an inconvenience, but only people that live within Colorado can snap for you. Another thing that they do is they snap from participating retailers. So every receipt that you snap, it will earn you money, but some snaps will earn you more. So for example, let's just say you spend let's say you spend $50 at a participating retailer. So like Breadwinners Cafe in Arvada, they have offered to pay 15% of your tab. So if you spend $50 there, you'll earn $7.50 for your receipt. Whereas if you spend $50 at a non-participating retailer, you'll still earn money, but you'll earn a dime rather than $7.50. So go to the private Facebook page. There's always an updated link there of where the participating retailers are. But if you snap from participating retailers, you are way more likely to earn a huge amount of money. Some things that people get really excited about Snap Booster, which is a great thing. So they start gathering all these receipts from their friends and their coworkers, and they just start snapping them. But unfortunately, that's actually not allowed. And the reason why is because retailers, when we sign up to work with them, they really want unique snappers to visit their businesses, not necessarily people who are good at collecting receipts. So everybody has to snap their own individual receipts. So a husband can't snap a wife's and vice versa. So what will need to happen is you'll both just have to register separately and just snap your own receipts. And the reason why it's earning more is because if people continue to abuse this just for the sake of protecting the retailer and our name as Snap Booster, we have to freeze that individual's account until we're able to talk to them and help them to understand the circumstances. So make sure you only snap your receipts. Another thing that's really cool is we just introduced something called the Quick Snap Bonus, and then also survey bonuses. So with Quick Snap Bonus, what happens is if you snap your receipt within 24 hours of receiving your receipt, you'll earn an additional 10 cents, and that actually adds up really quickly. And we also distribute surveys every now and then, and we'll make sure to compensate you. So make sure to participate in all of those. And another thing, so we researched like the patterns of these epic, amazing teams that earn just thousands of dollars throughout the year. And what they do is not only do they snap within 24 hours to earn that quick snap bonus, but they literally snap right after their receipt. So they say that whether they're at the counter at the grocery store or they're checking out from, who knows, TJ Maxx or whatever, they literally, before they even leave, they snap their receipt. And that way they never forget and they're able to just do it right away. There's also been some people that have made it fun. So they've done like competitions or different things like that. Us at Snap Booster, we release snap standings every month. So if you want to get creative and think of some cool ways, if you want ideas, email us at Snap Info. We'd love to send them out to you. There's also some great ideas listed in the Facebook group, so you can also do that. And then the last thing we wanted to talk about today is how you as coordinators can earn even more money with Snap Booster. So we will make sure that we let you know. We wanted to give new coordinators like about a month or two to kind of get your feet wet with the program. And for older coordinators, we'll be contacting you about this soon. But we have created, it's a retail referral program. So essentially, you as coordinators and as your team can earn money based on how many retailers you refer to us at SnapBooster. We're always looking to expand the amount of retailers that participate with us, so it can be easier for you to go visit participating ones. So for the new coordinators that are here, we'll go ahead, we'll email you about this opportunity in about 6 weeks or so. If you are an existing coordinator and you want to learn about it now, you don't want to wait for us to email you, feel free to just send us an email at snapinfo@snapbooster.com with something about like retailer referral in the subject line, and we'll make sure we send you the details right away. So that just about sums up everything that we have. I think we finished everything. It looks like I have 43 seconds left, so I'm good. I'm sorry if I skipped through anything. But Kim asked a great question earlier. So if she said, I'm not sure if I can just see it or all of you can, but Kim said some receipts don't list a method of payment. Is that an issue? Are these receipts still eligible? And so to answer that question, the answer is yes, if a majority of them don't. So there's two ways that we're able to identify the receipts. One is from your phone number, and then the additional one is from your credit card number. And so we usually like to have both means of identification that receipt is actually yours. But if you do happen to just send in a receipt where your payment is not listed, then that is still okay, as long as it's not the majority. If it does happen to be the majority, then us at SnapBooster will reach out to you and contact you and make sure that that's all figured out. So no stress about that. Just keep snapping as regular. It looks like Jackie asked another question. If anybody else has questions too, feel free to ask them. So Jackie asked, will the individual reports show all receipts snapped that are qualified and also those receipts that don't qualify? This is a great question. So the individual reports, and I think you're referring to the ones that when you can sign in and log in. But the individual receipts, they only show those that do qualify. And the reason why is because it makes it less messy for the total amount. So if you did want to get a list of receipts that don't qualify, you would still have to contact snapinfo@snapbooster.com. But the great news is that the amount of, so I know Jackie, she's been with us for a while, so she's more aware, but in the past, there were a lot of receipts that weren't eligible just because people didn't understand the rules, or they would send in blurry receipts all the time. And the great news is that the amount of unqualified receipts have dropped significantly. So typically, this actually isn't as much of a problem at all. But unfortunately, for those individual reports, to make them more simplified and so people aren't as confused, they will only show those qualified ones. So if you do have questions about unqualified ones, we'll make sure. It will also be good though, because you'll be able to check in if you see that you've snapped a few receipts and they're not showing up on your individual report. Then what you can go ahead and do, that will probably mean that they're not qualified. So you can either go ahead and snap them again, or you can just simply contact us at SnapInfo and we'll go ahead and look into it and we'll say, you know what, this one wasn't approved for this reason or this reason, and then we can give you a list of what to snap again or things like that. So those are both great questions. I'll just leave it open for the next few minutes. If any other questions come in, I'll be happy to answer them. If you feel like all your questions are answered, you can feel free to log off, or if you want to talk to us later, you can email us at SnapInfo. But thank you to Jackie and Kim for participating. Thank you for everybody for being here. As always, if you have questions, please contact us, snapinfo.com, snapinfo@snapbooster.com, or you can just call us 1-844-444-SNAP, and we will be happy to answer your questions. So I'll stay on for a few more minutes, waiting for your questions. If none come, that's good. I think that means that they've all been resolved. But thank you so much for coming, and we'll just stay tuned to see if there's any more questions.